Anywho, on a more important note, I'm in a mood today. It's Saturday. You won't see this till like Wednesday or Thursday, but this is a Saturday. And it's Josh's birthday. And right now, Josh is out at Flying Squirrel with his friends, jumping up and down on trampolines. So he's having a good time, and Sandy's going to pick him up. So I said I'd make a video while I was waiting because I haven't made one in a couple days. It's been a while, actually. But I had made a whole bunch, so that's why this is coming out like 5 days from now, because I made a whole bunch in one day and much more the second day. Because I want to talk about the set. It's not necessarily a review. It could be, but I wasn't thinking about making a review of this set. This is a set you can buy off the shelf today. As I found out. As I keep on saying over the years, I'm not a non-fan of new sets. I love the new sets. I just don't feel like buying them because there's not. Again, I want to get that. I made this, and that might be another tangent later. But they came out with the space line here, and my buddy Chris did a whole bunch of cutesy, wonderful videos about them and stuff like that on his TikToks and whatever. And so I said, oh, those are cool, and I might want one. Stay right there. I might want one, and yet I wasn't. Oh, I have to have them. There hasn't been a set since like the Saturn V where I had to have it. I'm not going to talk about the Saturn V right now. It's kind of in pieces. It fell off the shelf and smashed on the floor. I was going to bring that out here and talk about that, but that's maybe in a future video. I have to put it all back together. I also have a nice little goose egg on my head right there. Yeah, we have a little one of those shelves where you don't see the hardware that holds the shelf onto the wall that's hidden in the shelf, and it's the nice 4 or 5 foot long one because that's what Saturn V is on it, and it's at the perfect height, about 5'11", by the way. it's halfway up. And I was bending down to turn off the light switch on the lamp on the coffee table, and bam. Hit my head right on the corner of the shelf. Yeah, that hurt. And I didn't realize because I won't say I was knocked out. I did fall backwards because I hit it really hard. And I got a nice little goose egg underneath my hair here and probably a nice scratch. It happened a couple hours ago. And I didn't realize until I got up off the floor that I hit it so hard that the Saturn V rolled off of its stand and onto the couch and decided to shatter. So I will have to fix it now. But anyway, besides the Saturn V, and I can't, oh yeah, the 10497. Don't want to forget that one because that just came out last year that I really wanted, and I got a few copies. There haven't been too many sets that I needed to have. Even the brown minifig, I'm glad I have 3. My wife worked hard at getting me 3, and that's nice to have. But I wasn't going to go like everybody else and go search every single box for one. I just, no. I can't be bothered. It's like eating chicken. I don't want to work around the bone. I don't want to work around the ends. Just give me sliced chicken. I don't like working for my food. I don't want to put a lot of effort into getting new sets of Lego because I got like a million pieces in my backyard here, my back basement here, that I love to play with, and I don't need new pieces. I want new pieces. I want the sets that I want. But in the end, if I don't get them, I don't get them. Oh well. I missed out. We picked up a used lot the other day. I'm going to show you videos on that. And I might pick up a used lot tomorrow. I'll have to see. Because that'll be another video. But it's not an impetus. It's not I must have. But what happened here was our buddy works at it's kind of, I guess it's called a wholesale outlet mall store where they get the Costco returns or the Costco unsold. The place buys the skids of the unsold stuff and they sell it and this whatever. And my buddy works there and he always calls up Sandy or he always calls up me or texts us in the Facebooks and say, oh, we just got the skid of Lego sets. Are you interested in any of them? And they are significantly reduced in price from what they were at Costco or wherever. And I will say, usually, there's like a lot of friends, a lot of Harry Potter, a lot of whatever. You can go in there right now and see. I took a picture of the Friends set, the artist studio that I was sorely tempted to buy today, by the way, because it reminded me of the modular buildings. It looked like a really cool modular building facade, and I'm going. And I like Friends. I've never purchased. I don't think. No, I've never purchased an actual set off the store shelves, but I have lots of it because the used lots I get. But I didn't buy it because again, it's like it's nice to have, but I'm gonna be probably buying used lots tomorrow. And I'd rather focus on those. But he said, "Oh, we got this set for like $50, $47. Woo! Sign me up." So we went and picked it up, and we said, Josh will probably want to build it. So I brought it home. Sandy and I brought it home. We put it on the dining room table. He came downstairs, and then 2 hours later, he brings us this. I said, "Oh, I didn't have a chance to build it. That's fine." I love it when he builds. I'm a big fan of Josh building. So he built this thing, and I'm going, this is actually really cool for what it is. It's not classic space, but it's got the little space logo right there. So it's close enough to be classic space, as neo-classic space, if you want to call it that. And it's like the future NASA stuff. I loved it. And the fact that Josh built it, and it has all these cute little doodads and stuff like that, and it kind of gives you the idea that there's weightless and stuff inside. And I got inspired too that I might even try to build this in some sort of classic space colors and whatever. Like it's an inspirational set. So we were driving back from Value Village today, which I did not buy any Lego, which is a shock because there was Lego there to buy, but I said, nah, can't be bothered. There's not enough to interest me. So our buddy was there today, and he says, "Oh, we got another one." so I said, "Oh, sign me up." So it's right there, $45. Which again, if you went on your Googles and you typed in 60349, it's more than $40 in the store right now, $49 in the regular store right now. I think you can still buy it. I don't know if it's discontinued now. We've had this one for a while, and we got this one today. So this is the first time in forever. Well, I can't say that because the 10497 I bought 3 copies of, but that's a justified to have 3 copies of the 10497. This is the first time in forever that I have purchased not one but 2 sets of new sets, basically, because I don't buy hardly any new sets for myself. And so and yet this one's a nice set for me to have, and I liked it. There are other sets of this line that again would have been nice to have, but they're not at my buddy's wholesale place, and therefore I'm not going to bother get them because I don't want to pay full freight for them. They're not worth it to me to buy full freight of. So if they show up, and I don't think they will, because I think the Costco doesn't have the whole line. They only have 1 or 2 sets per every other month. That it is what it is. And again, it's like ever since RoboForce, or I can't remember the last line. I think RoboForce was not the last line until 1999, Mars missions. Life on Mars, whatever. Ever since then, I have not even before then, as I said, Blacktron 2, I wasn't even complete in that one. I didn't buy the Alpha Centauri base off the shelves. I wasn't interested. And then it diminished from there. Like Ice Planet 2002, I only got one for Christmas for my birthday from my sister. I didn't buy any Ice Planets off the shelf. I didn't buy any Spyrace off the shelf. I didn't buy any Unitron off the shelf or RoboForce off the shelf. I was done, and it was the 90s, and I wasn't buying new Lego sets, but I acquired all of them in used lots, and I'm glad I did, and I'm happy I have all of them now. There was a couple of Mars missions, the white and orange one, the Toys R Us special, the big 4-legged thing that I really wanted, but again, at the time, I didn't want to spend the money. I was too busy building robots with my Mindstorms. So there's nuance and stuff like that. But anyway, besides that, So this whole video should have been like 5 minutes long by telling you that I got 2 copies of the set now. So, and I don't know if I'm gonna build this one right now. I don't think so because I already have one built that Josh built. I'm gonna try working on my classic space iteration thereof. But I wanted to talk about this is kind of an exception for me that I have 2 new sets identical, which I haven't done. I haven't bought in 2 sets besides the Mindstorms back in the day. Because I bought 1.0 Mindstorms. I bought the first one in like 98, 99, whatever it was. And I bought the second one not too long after that. And those were $300 a piece. So, and then I acquired a whole bunch of used ones. But up until then, I can't remember buying too many, like even classic space. I don't remember off the store shelves me buying more than 1 copy besides the accessory pack from Monorail. Because I did buy 2 of each, the switches and the loop. I bought 2 of those when they were released, just so I had a huge layout in my house. It turns out I didn't need to because I inherited or bought or got through acquisitions a whole bunch of Monorail. But I'm going through my life trying to remember every single time I bought in the store 2 of one set, at least 2. And again, 10-4-87 comes to mind because I just did it last year, right? And but there's the exception, right? So I love this stuff. I'm looking around. I honestly can't say I bought, and I'll probably remember later, Mindstorms 1.0, 10-4-97, this guy, off the store shelves where I bought at least 2 of one set. Like not even the Invader, the re-release of this guy. Let me just get closer. Like this guy, I only bought one off the store shelf. Actually, I didn't even buy it off the store shelf. I got it as a, the gift with purchase. I got my second copy on the used market. So even this, I did not buy 2 or get 2 copies from the store. Because and this is again the nuance, my differentiation, because I got 12 Galaxy Explorers here. I got 17 6880s. I got I don't know, it was 19 6890s. I got at least 6 6980s. And I had at one point 4 or 5 6 985s. I got so many classic space that's not even funny. But only one of those would have been new off the shelf because every other one came in a used lot, guaranteed. So I never bought or even got for birthdays or Christmases more than 1 copy of one set. So I thought that was kind of interesting that this was my 3rd time that I remember where I actually have 2 copies of the same set in this place. Now, I want to say Sandy and I used to go to the outlet, well, not the outlet malls, but like the Sears discount bin and whatever, way back in the day. And I did get, I think, a 3-in-1, the Dragon, the green pieces with the cloth wings. I got 2 copies of that set, but they were on deep discount, kind of like this guy, right? And I bought them for parts, right? Just parts for the collection. So maybe that one would be classified as I had to buy 2 of those because they're like $25 each. Like they were like stupid cheap at the time. Speaking of which, Shop and Home, I got 2 of the Arachnid bases from Shop and Home for stupid cheap because they were trying to get rid of them. I remember that because I built 2 of them. So yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, if we're including Shop and Home and the deep discounts, sure. There's probably 5 or 6 sets in my career, if you want to call it my career, where I bought brand new in box more than 1 copy of the set. But I had to think about that. So anyway, 48 minutes, 40 of them were stupid tangents about me and coffee. So, sorry about that. Sorry that you had to suffer through all that to get to the Lego bit. I don't know if I'm gonna just edit it and chop that and put it at the end and put this at the beginning. I don't know because I don't want to waste your time. I'm still wasting your time. I may do a review on this at some point later, but I'm not going to do it now because I've been talking 48 minutes about absolutely nothing. So, anywho, I'm here. I'm hoping, quote unquote, you are here as well in body and spirit. And when I say here, I mean happy and content with who you are and where you are in the world. I think I've always thought that was an extremely important part of life, is to be content with who you are, um, and where you are in the world, and not like a physical location, although I'm physically where I want to be, but you have to be comfortable in your own skin. And I struggled with that many years of struggling with being comfortable with who I am, knowing that I am really honestly not like, if there's such a thing as normal, I am not it. I'm really not. I'm not abnormal. I don't think there is such a thing as normal, like as in a cookie cutter template of what we're supposed to be. I think in a range of options of our lives, that a lot of people seem to think that their version of their life is normal, and anything that goes outside those bounds is abnormal. And I completely disagree with that. I think abnormal for me, and this is just a generic, non-nuanced way of putting it, I think abnormal or not normal is when people do something that negatively impact other people's lives. That's abnormal, causing harm, emotionally, physically, intellectually, spiritually. I think when some people cause other people harm in a malicious manner, even if they don't know they're being malicious about it, if you are saying things or doing things that negatively impact other people, that's the abnormal part. So normal then encompasses a wide range of ideas and ideals for me. And as I say, I really get excited by other people's things that they get excited about. I am passionate about other people's passions when they display them. I couldn't give a rat's patootie about many of their passions. Like for me, I was never ever a car guy. I never will be a car guy. I made it to 55 without being a car guy. I don't see me tomorrow going out and buying a 1,000-piece Snap-on tool set and start working on my car. I'm not going to do it. I am not even remotely interested in doing that. But I have a neighbor two doors down. Wonderful. One of my most favorite people on the planet. Just an absolutely adorable person. I respect him. I appreciate him. He is salt of the earth. He is a decent, kind, hardworking, wonderful individual to talk to. We can talk about anything. He's decent to talk to. He's a really pleasant guy. And he is a mechanic. And he loves his stuff. And he's always talking, oh, Dave, we'll do your brakes sometime. Oh, no, I'm going to take it to the shop. Here's the keys, guys. I'll pick it up in 5 hours. So, done. But I love, and if he ever called me to help him, right there. And he can talk about it, and he loves talking about it. He loves talking about what he does. And I love listening to him talk about it. And I would love to help him out at some point doing what he wants to do, because I love other people's passion. Period. I adore other people's passion. It's one of my things. I don't know if it's normal or not, but I really am happy when other people are happy about what they want to do with their time, with their efforts, with their whatever, with their lives. And it's not relegated to work. Work is something to get the money to pursue your passions. So unless your passion is what you do for work, and then all the power to you. Back in the day, my passion was my job. I got to play on computers all day, and I love computers, and I was very passionate about computers. Now honestly, it's a gig. It's a job, and it's not like I can't wait for it to be over, because I still love my job. But I used to be passionate about it, and now it's just a job. It's not. And again, without it, I would be less than who I am. I need to work. I've always said this. I need a good 40 hours a week of work. Get me out of the house, get me doing something. Because again, I've talked about my depression that runs in the family. That if I have too much solo time, too much time to ruminate, too much time to pontificate, too much time in my own head, I will start spiraling down. Guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. This is another reason why I make this video. So you are helping me. Just let you know straight up. You are helping me by not necessarily watching this video, but I make these videos because I know people watch them. This takes up my time. It takes my effort, my energy, my thoughts, my, whatever, my je ne sais quoi to make these videos. I'm going to talk about this for 48 minutes and my coffee and stuff. Go off on a bunch of tangents because I'm not sitting on the couch and living in my own head and thinking about the various things that could lead to a depressive downswing. Pre-internet, and again, I'm not saying the internet was my savior because I'm not. That's not even where this conversation is going. But I also am more mature and I understand my brain, my thought processes, my body, everything about me now. I'm not perfect at it. There's so much more to learn. I'm always learning about stuff. But I will say now I am more comfortable in my own skin than I was when I was 30. Straight up. It's easy. I can write a dissertation on it. Again, I don't remember the badness of my childhood. My parents reminded me at some points in my life that I had some really depressive streaks in my childhood. I don't remember any of those. I just remember the happy, and there was so many happy times in my life, and I keep on talking about them growing up with my parents. But because of the genetics, the hereditary depression that runs in the family, and it does. And some people get it worse in the family than I do. So straight up, I got it pretty much good. But I do know that I have had massive depressive streaks. And what's always got me out of it was the thought of hanging out with my friends, just shooting the breeze, nothing big, just hanging out, drinking, not coffee, going camping, going for a scuba dive, listening to other people's passions about what they're doing. Like it genuinely makes me happy when I come home from work and my buddy's just got home from work 2 doors down, and he starts talking about his job because he loves being a mechanic, and he goes into the intricacies of whatever he's going on about, alternators and blah blah blah, and stuff I don't even understand because I have general mechanical knowledge of how a car works or a truck works, but he was working on the big rigs, the big huge ones, and they have like air, whatever, all stuff I don't know about. I'll sit and listen for hours, and I'll try to contribute. Like, oh wow, and he gets it because I try to pick up pretty quick as to where he's talking, and I'll absolutely. I'm not like looking at the clock like, hey guy, I gotta go. No, I'm gonna sit there and listen to him. I'm absolutely gonna, because I love his passion about it. I love his passion, and other people. My cousin Rick talking about the old cars that he fixed up. My other friends that have their little niche of their little hobby of whatever they're talking about. My Uncle John, I sat and listened to him for hours talking about stamps. He loved it, and I loved that he loved it. And I would sit there and listen to him for hours. And that goes back in the upswing. I feel better when I'm hanging around better people. Better or happier people and passionate people about whatever they're passionate about. And it doesn't matter what they're passionate about. Again, as long as they're not negatively impacting, I mentioned this earlier, as long as there's no negative impact on other people in the world, then it's normal. And that's, I don't want to get into more of this topic at all because it's going to get into a lot of stuff. But it's my whole life I conducted it this way. And I've met people, because again, I'm not into heavy metal, I'm not into other music, but I've met people who are just hardcore into this music, and they dress up like goth or whatever they're dressed up like, whatever the musical genre or personal genre or artistic genre, whatever they want to, and I gravitate to. I notice this in my life. I gravitate towards artists. I really do. I am not an artist by any stretch, but I gravitate towards artists because they have this passion about their artistry, whatever their artistry is. especially theater arts people. I adore theater arts people. It's one of my favorite kind of people to hang out with, and the stories they can tell. Because in theater arts, in the theater, things go wrong, and when they go wrong, it's usually in front of a live audience. And I love stories like I talk these stories, right? And so I used to hang around a wonderful friend up in Sault Ste. Marie. She was in theater. She was in the theater. And I went and saw some of her plays. And not she was the stage manager or whatever she was doing. Sometimes she's on stage, sometimes she's doing background stuff in the painting, whatever. And then I would always go to the after party because she's going to the after party. I'm hanging out with her, and then you have these people that were in a grand context, pretty. I won't say in the upper echelons, Broadway high big letter marquee guys, but pretty much close to that. Like these actors that were doing these theaters, traveling theater productions going across North America. They were known. I don't know them because but I know my friend, and she, I did this play in New York for 6 years and was just off Broadway, and then whatever. So they have their groupies, they have their fame. They're again, I don't know any theater people like big names, but they always have stories. And you're sitting there, I'm having water, whatever, and they're having their martini, and they start regaling us because I'm there for it, and I'm absolutely there for it. And they start going on with their stories, and they the play, the script was knock on the door, and this person's supposed to answer the door, but the person had their shoe caught on the floor and on whatever stage they're on, and they couldn't get to the door, so you have to improvise on the fly. And the theater has like 10,000 people in the auditorium, it's like high arts, and you kind of flub it a little bit until it gets back on course. Because I love those kind of stories. I love kind of stories like even in the movie making, and this is already an hour, in the movie making when they you hear that this is what the script was. In the script, it was supposed to be X, Y, and Z, but Dustin Hoffman or whoever said it that way because he thought it would be better, and we kept it in the movie. The last line of Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting was 100% improvised by Robin Williams when they filmed Good Will Hunting. That wasn't in the script. He stole my line, was not in the script, and I keep on finding TikToks about it. But I heard this way back in the day before the internet, that scene was improvised by Robin Williams, and he did a lot of improvisation, blah blah. But you read some sort of in this movie, this world famous movie, that the scenes were not scripted, and it was the theme that made the movie. I love stuff like that. The passionate people doing stuff that they're passionate about, and they know how to fix it, they know how to go through it, they know how to make it better. Sign me up. Anyway, far too long, already an hour. I'm gonna call it quits now. I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna go upstairs, hang out with the fam. No review yet, maybe at some point, I don't know. We'll have to see. And I am meaning to pick up another used lot, maybe tomorrow. I have to see. That will finish up something that I started working on a long time ago. That's it. That's all. You guys all stay safe. Take care. And I will talk to you soon.